Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Bitcoin Yala. And today's episode I decided to do because a couple days ago I got a lot of people messaging me about what's going on with the price. They were concerned, they were afraid because Bitcoin started going down on the charts. So today's episode is about perspective. And hopefully, after today's episode, you get an idea on where Bitcoin has been and where it might be going in the future. This is not financial advice. Make your own decisions, and this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, Merlin, or the wizard here, I created this image on Midjourney, and I did it because I want to show perspective of, after you see the data, what many believe is a wise man's or woman's move, okay? And in this case, it's Bitcoin, and I'm going to show it to you right here. So let's start it off with looking at today's price. Today, Bitcoin is at 67,000, and let's see here. Here's the chart. It's moving up again, as you can see, 67,000. It dipped here. This was yesterday at about 4:30 p.m. It dipped down to 66. I got some calls right around here, and it's not that big of a dip, and it's back up. So, but what I want to share with you today is perspective. Okay, so you need to think in increments of 3, 4 years and beyond. Okay, look at this chart. This is the Bitcoin chart, courtesy of TradingView. It went along ever since it was created. Not much was happening. Not many people knew about it. And then you see here, it jumped. This is when I got in at 2000 and end of 2017, December, and then 2018, January. But I got in December when this part right here, when it first went to 20,000 for the very first time. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on that for you right here. Okay, and as you can see here, it was just humming along anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000, and then all of a sudden it shot up to almost 20,000. Okay, and I got in around here. Okay, now I'll tell you my long story at some other point, but long story short, I got in at this point and then sold it like an idiot. Because I made a few dollars. And that's what most new people do when they come in. But I got in here, and I'll never forget, it was on the news. It was all over the place. Bitcoin goes to 20,000. And then look what happened. It dipped all the way back down. It lost 50% of its value. 50%. Okay, let's go back to here. It's at 67 now, right? If it went to about 33,000, do you know how many people would be panicking? It would be all over social media. Oh, Bitcoin's going to zero. Well, they say that anyway, but but it would be just a mass hysteria in a negative way. Okay, but okay. So I got in here, and this is the chart. Now it dipped. Now this is why this episode is about perspective. This was my first Bitcoin cycle. It went up and it crashed, and it stayed at this level for a while. Let's see. Let's see if I can change the date here for us. Okay, so I'll make it go out a little further. I'll put it to 2019. Okay. So look at that. A year later, since it went up, look at that. Sideways to down. Look at that. Okay, now imagine if you got in up here. Okay, it went up near 20,000, and you got in up here. For the whole next year, it was in a bear market, meaning it was down. Okay, let's go out another year. Okay. Okay. Boom. Okay, this is what I mean by perspective. So Bitcoin is for the long term. Look at this. It went down. It was low. Look at this. People could have got in around 4,000. Everyone was afraid. I remember this time. Everyone was afraid. Everyone was saying it's going to zero. and then it popped back up again. And then look at that, a sharp decline down again. Okay, so this is what Bitcoin does. The reason is it's a new technology. And back in these days, they were speculators. Okay, institutional investors were not involved during this time. During this time, okay, back here, it was mostly speculators, people who were either computer geeks like me, or just people who heard about it, or people who wanted to make a quick dollar. Okay, it wasn't until here, look at this, boom, 2020, boom, it shot up. Then it crashed back down again. And then recently here, let's move to 2024. Okay, so I can bring you guys up to speed on that. So here we go. All right, so let's go a year. Let's go a year here so I can break this down for you. Okay, here it is. Okay, so here is when BlackRock got involved. Okay, see this huge spike. I'll never forget this. I was talking about Bitcoin all the time, telling people, get in, get in. Why? Because of the fundamentals of Bitcoin, the scarcity, the largest network effect, the computing power, the security, the fact that there's integrity in Bitcoin, meaning the founder, Satoshi Nakamoto, who created Bitcoin, no one knows who he is. He came, he wrote, he or she or they wrote the white paper, then disappeared. So they released Bitcoin to the world and went away. And their wallets, their personal wallets, have not been touched this entire time. They gave this gift to humanity. Okay, so that's why it has integrity. There's no one pulling the strings. There's no one changing it. There's no one saying, hey, we're going to do an update tomorrow. We're going to change the way it is. Okay, so it has integrity. This is something people can rely on. Okay, and it's been through the fire. So BlackRock, the largest financial company in the world that manages over 10 to 12 trillion dollars, they got in. And when they came in and developed a Bitcoin product called the ETFs, IBIT, it shot the price up. So again, integrity, again, perspective. So whoever had Bitcoin around this part doubled their money from one institutional player, okay, from one. And what you'll notice is higher lows. So what that means is, let's go back to the other chart. As you can see here, when Bitcoin spikes, this is the low here. It was down at this range low. It spiked, and now it established new lows. But these lows are higher than the previous lows. It spiked again, then new lows, which were higher still than the previous lows. Then a major Big Daddy Kahuna spike, boom, right? Came up, boom, another spike, and then new lows. Okay, the lows are higher than the previous lows. And now, going to where we are now, this is BlackRock, right? BlackRock came in. Boom, another spike, new lows. So what we see here is a pattern. Okay, we see a pattern. That's why I say perspective. So if you're one of the ones who, let me go to today's prices. So if you're one of the ones who got in anywhere up here in the mid 60s, right? And there's a lot of you out there that did get in, and you're adding to your stack in the mid 60s, okay? And you're saying, because I get the calls, why is Bitcoin trading sideways? It's not doing anything. If anything, it's going down. Is it a scam, right? These are comments from people who don't really understand Bitcoin. So please do your research, study, watch videos like this one. Watch Michael Saylor's videos, okay? Watch the videos and you'll learn. You'll get to know things for yourself. Study IBIT, study BlackRock, okay? The largest financial minds in the world have studied this thing. They've uncovered every stone, and BlackRock decided to put a couple of $1 billion into Bitcoin. Okay, that's why it spiked. So that's why you see this large spike. And that's one institutional player. You have now, what's the name of that new country? It's not a new country, but Suriname. Okay, it's a country where a female is running for president. Small country, about 600,000 people, but they want to operate on the Bitcoin standard. So they want their country to have Bitcoin as their reserve currency, similar to what El Salvador is doing. Bitcoin saved El Salvador, a country. Okay, so the other big difference I want to talk about in terms of perspective is, let's go back again. Bitcoin was low. You see the dips. You see the ups and downs. Okay. Again, there were no institutional investors here, speculators. That's why you saw the huge crashes, 50%, sometimes 70% crashes. Okay. You don't see those anymore. Look over here. Here, let's bring up a look. You don't see those type of crashes anymore. Why? Because you have a lot more people owning Bitcoin, and the institutional investors, they don't get spooked. They don't panic when the market dips. They don't panic. They're long term, as in years, as in next 10 years, they're looking out. They're not looking out the 3 to 4 years I'm telling you to look out. They're looking out 10 years, 20 years. Their estimates are coming in. Bitcoin will be at $10 million, $20 million, okay, over the next 10, 20 years. Okay, and we're here at $67,000 right now. I want us all, everyone watching this channel, I want us all to enjoy the ride up, to make as much money as possible for our families, our churches, our towns, our friends, our pets, our charities, okay? How much more can you do if you have Bitcoin? A lot. Okay, so please do your research. Okay, do your research. But hopefully this speaks to those of you who contacted me about being nervous because of these dips right here. Okay, now let me just share with you quickly some things in the news, and then I'll let you go. Okay, you can see here Bitcoin price aims for 68,000 as U.S. unemployment beats up Fed rate cut odds. Okay, there's many articles like this. Okay, so what's happening is the market, people are losing faith in the dollar. They're losing faith every single day. Countries are losing faith. Russia, China had a meeting to discuss what are they going to do without the U.S. dollar. Okay, they're losing faith in the U.S. dollar. So the U.S. is doing whatever they can do in their minds to quote save the economy, but you and I both know they're just going to print more and more money. And what the printing of the money does is it causes inflation to skyrocket, which causes a myriad of other problems. Okay, so look at this chart. Same thing. Remember perspective. Look at the crash. It went up. It's not even a crash. It's a dip. Look at these prices. Okay, if you're long, these prices don't matter to you. Okay, and you should be long because you need to let the money work for you. Okay, instead of against you. So for the sake of time, I'll wrap this up, but I just wanted to quickly talk about perspective for all of you. Okay, perspective. And that is, take a long view. When you do your research, zoom out. Okay, do your research, zoom out, and take a 4-year view plus. And if you do that, you'll be as happy as these people over here cheering for Merlin, who discovered Bitcoin. He discovered this is the way for us to go. Okay, and I agree too. So thank you. Please like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on perspective. When did you get into Bitcoin? At what price point did you get in? And where do you see it going in the next few years? So thank you for your communication in the chat, and I look forward to speaking with you all soon. Have a good day.